Hello everybody, Wolf here. So, I'm over at Rangeley Lake State Park in Rangeley, Maine, obviously on the shore of Rangeley Lake. So while I was here, like I usually like to do, I want to give you a quick tour of the campground itself here. Take a look around, see what the sights are like, things like that. So, let's go start at the beginning. Okay, so this is the start of the adventure here. This is the main entrance to the, well, not the main entrance, that's still actually probably half a mile or so down the road. I walked up to the ranger station though, and even that was 0.9 miles of walking from my campsite where I'm set up here to get here. So this is a big park. But this is the ranger station. This time of year it's self-check-in. Come in, fill out the slip, drop some cash in or a check, and go on your way. During in-season, probably weekends and that, there'll be a ranger here. So you just come up here, you check in, and you go on your way. In my case there, I went in, picked my campsite out, and then came back and then paid for it. We'll talk more on some follies with that shortly. But there you go. Rangeley Lake State Park, made possible through the generous gifts of land by International Paper Company and Oxford Paper Company, 1960. So this is originally forestry land. Now it's a state park. So now we're going to start heading back towards the campsites and stop and check out a few of the other sites along the way before we get there. So that's the road in. And over here you got another road, and this is one we're going to follow first. This goes to the dumping station for the trailer, or for your campers, as well as some of the group sites. They actually have multiple group sites at this campground. And I understand there's a ball field too, so see if we can find that. Alright, we got another fork in the road here, and this is the route to the dumping station, as they call it, trailer service. Kind of a larger setup here than what I'm used to seeing. It's like a kind of a drive around a loop setup here, so interesting. Alright, this is your dumping station itself here. Looks like they have a couple of spots that you can pull up to. Pull up here, you can dump your trailer out there, your RV, you can flush the lines. This is not potable water at this site. They have a second one up here. You can actually accommodate 2 campers at the same time, emptying their tanks out, which is good. And you notice there's no fresh water here, but they have it separated on the other side of the road here, around the corner here. And this is their freshwater station on the totally opposite side of the loop from the dumping station, which is actually a good thing, keeping the fresh clean water separated from a good distance from the dirty yucky water. So I'm glad to see them doing that. Alright, let's head up to the other side of this, the fork there, and check out the group site. Okay, so we've come up to the parking area for the group sites, and I think there's actually more than one group site here, I'm not sure. But if you stay in here, at the group sites here, you park here and you go into the site over here. There's several ways in here so you can get to the spot that's closest to your vehicle. You get yourself a nice little isolated spot here with nobody else around. It's nice. Set up all your tents and everything. You got one communal fire pit. Let's see what this sign over here says. Yeah, just no camping. Well, that's kind of strange. I have no camping in the group camping site. I'm not sure about that one. And a trail over here to a beach, another trail over here to a shelter. Let's see what this shelter is. Yeah, not a shelter. That's an outhouse. Okay. Yep. Not really shelters, just outhouses. Oh, there's the shelter. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Roof is a little crooked. Otherwise, yeah, this is nice. Big fire pit here. Look at the size of that fireplace. This dry area here. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Lots of little spaces off in the woods over here. And if these are little campsites here, this is where you're actually supposed to camp in the group site, and the other spot is the ball field. That's what it is. Okay. So this is the group site here. You actually get little spots. Everybody gets their own little private areas to set up in. Nice. There's no fire pits in these little spots, but you got the big shared one at the shelter. And all these little sites you can just camp in. Very nice. Usually it wouldn't work for my needs because, well, I like to pull up in my van. Lots of trails to explore. Not enough time to explore them. You can tell there's going to be another trip back to Rangeley coming up for me. Alright, so that's the group site. At least this one. There's two others, so we're going to check those out too. Let's head back and we'll take a peek at Rangeley Lake itself. Alright, we're back at the road where we came in. So we're going to continue headed this way towards the campground. See what's down here. Okay, so now we get this turn over here to the boat area. This is if you're bringing a larger boat here, you can bring it down here and launch it. So let's go take a peek down here and see what it looks like. Okay, you get your parking area down there. Kind of just loops around. I'm just going to go right down to the boat ramp area. There's your parking area. That loop road just brings you right down there. Lots of places you can pull your boat up and see the area. And this is the launching point right here, the ramp. And here's the main dock. Take your boat down the ramp and then people can get on and off the boat right here. Nice setup. Rangeley Lake is a beautiful and quiet lake. And here's the view out from one of the smaller docks. I'm not too comfortable standing on because it's wobbling. A lot of nice color out there already. Okay, I'm really not too sure what these are. Obviously they're being built. I'm not quite sure for what. Now, if any viewers know what these are for, let me know. I'm just kind of curious. I'm just trying to figure out what they're building here. They got several of these. Obviously they're boat related. Unless these are going to be new docks of some sort. Floating on tree logs. Yeah, if anybody knows what those are, please let me know. I'm curious. Alright, so that's the boat launch area. Now we're going to continue onward to continue our way up to the campground. We're also going to stop and check out the public beach area for a bit. That should be right along the way. Okay, we're coming up onto the beach access area. There's another trail here that goes back to that field and group camping area that we just came from. So I'm not going to follow that right now. Could be an interesting hike later though. This is the way down to the public beach. So even if you're not camping here, you can come in here and just enjoy the beach for the day. It's a kind of a day use area. The parking lot for the beach access, so the public day use area, that's what I'm looking for. Anyway, I can get it out. And there's the beach down this way. And also got two trails to the two group sites. We'll explore those too. And that's the public beach. Another view of the lake here, the Rangeley Lake. A few stairways that just go down to the water here. Not a bad little area. I think during the summer months there's a rope in the area to rope off the area for a swimming zone. Not totally sure on that. Certainly isn't one here right now though. Not sure if I'd want to go swimming in there. Of course it's kind of chilly for that right now anyway. I'd love to go hike some of those mountains though. I don't have time on this trip nor the transportation because I'm not moving the van until I'm ready to go home. And off to the sides you get these nice little quiet picnic areas. If you want to be out in the woods there on a hot sunny day, this would be a good spot for it. You get a little grill, cook some food in. Unfortunately people put trash in, but that's normal for these places. Yeah, you got some outhouses and stuff like that, so there's facilities you can use. And a nice little hiking trail to follow. I'm guessing these little spots here are part of the group site setup over here. Little tiny tent spots, not even very level. Definitely not the best tenting setups I've ever seen, but tenting sites, but I think that's what these are. There's several of these off along this trail here. And here's your group area. Picnic tables, communal fire pit. Definitely not as good as that other group area is. Not too bad. Well, that's it for this group area, so let's head over to the other one, take a look at that one. This should be the trail down to the other group area. The last one of the three here. Yeah, this must be the place here. You got a water spigot right here. This must be the trail down to the group area. Same basic thing, just small random spots scattered out around the area that you can set up tents and stuff in. That works. Again, still not very level sites either, unfortunately. Then you come down here to the communal fire pit area for the group. Definitely the nicest one here, at least on this side. I think I still like the big group site with the shelter about the best though. And we got a few picnic tables here, and nice big fireplace, access to the water. And I've actually been to this one before. My father's astronomy club quite a few years ago. I think the tent was set up right there. And I remember sitting out at this fire pit here. It was actually an interesting trip when we came out here. That year my father's Ford Contour blew its transmission on the way out here in Gray, Maine. So it was kind of an interesting adventure. We ended up having to rent I think it was a Ford Taurus sedan. And we had a cargo box on the roof of the car which we couldn't transfer over to the other car, so myself and my parents were all crammed up in the front seat while our camping gear was in the back seat at the time we got here. Ugh, that was a fun adventure. But we ended up staying here and had one little sad event because of that. That was a night that there was a really phenomenal aurora. And I mean phenomenal. And unfortunately my mother and I were so tired, we noticed the sky was a little lighter from the campsite here by the fire pit and the lantern and everything, but we didn't really venture out to see why. I didn't find out until the next morning about the aurora that we had totally missed. If I had just stepped out of the trees for a minute and looked up, I would have seen something very spectacular. I'm still upset at myself for that one to this day. So now whenever I travel, if it's a clear night, I always go out and look up at the sky just to see, because you just never know. Unfortunately, I haven't caught many aurora activity, but we keep trying. Anyway, that's enough of this group area here. Let's get on to the campsite itself, the moment everybody's been waiting to see. Okay, so this is the dumpster and recycling center that they have set up here. Basic dumpster. Not very secure either, so obviously they don't have too much of a bear problem here. I actually came by here last night and chased some raccoons out of it inadvertently because I dropped my trash off. This is their recycling, but all they take is returnable bottles at it. 3 barrels are all the same thing. Kind of strange. But anyway, here's the campground itself. This is campsite number 1, right at the entranceway. You need easy to get in and out of sight. This is your site for you. And site number 50, right on the other side of the road. 50 sites in the whole campground. All very well spaced, pretty good privacy in them. Better than a lot of the campgrounds I've been to. Quite a beautiful place there. You can get some nice bathhouses, dishwashing station, things like that. Here's one of the campsites here. You can see some of them have water and electricity available. So if you got an RV along there and you want hookups, so you got that here for you. Nope, but all the ones with water and electricity are on the inner loop, inside of the loop. Just one big loop going around for all the campsites, of course, but all the ones with water and electricity are on the inside. So if you want an outer loop, outer side of the loop campsite, then you're not gonna get those amenities. Another basic campsite here. So I actually would get some good sunlight from my solar panel too. Oh well, I like the site I've got though. Nice little access area to the water down here. More nice views. It's good to see those fall colors really showing up now. I love fall. Wish I had more time for camping this fall. This is one of the sites I was actually considering when I first pulled in. Mainly because of its water access. And came complete with a little bundle of wood too. Somebody gathered up, obviously. And a nice little trail here down to the lake here. I don't mind walking through a little mud, I guess. And did the best they could to try and cover the mud up. Looks like a track from a snowmobile. Okay, whatever works, I guess. You can get this little private lake access here from the campsite. Another interesting bathroom configuration here, because every bathroom is a private stall here. And private shower, toilet, and everything. People who want privacy, this is the place to come up to. You can see these sites are pretty well spaced out from each other. Again, most sites on the end of the ring with electricity and water. Nice distance between them is the other site. And up here you start getting into the quieter side of things. This is where I am. Most everybody wants to be on the side closest to the lake. You get a bunch of quiet campgrounds here, this time of year anyway. I'm sure in the middle of summer this whole place is filled and noisy and stuff, but this time of year it's a good time to come. And here we come back to my site. There's Wolf Van Jack, my new camping adventure van. My drunken antenna mast that I got to do some work on. And my full canopy setup over here. Well, just like it was when I left. So that's it for today's tour of Rangeley Lake State Park. Helps if I remember the name of the state park I'm in, right? So that's the end of the tour here. So well, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And remember to slow down and enjoy life. And we'll talk to you guys later. What? I don't have any food. No, I don't have any food. No, I don't.